Welcome to the second day of the SAP 49er and 49er FX Europeans 2013 in Aarhus, Denmark, on a day when things started to get exciting. After a very difficult day for most of the teams yesterday, with two races under very demanding and shifty conditions, everyone was focused on today's round of 4 high-pressure races, which would determine the 49er men's teams qualifying into gold, silver and bronze fleets. Many of the usual front-runners struggled with their game yesterday and had to push forward today with everything they had to advance through to the gold fleet and be in with a chance at the next fleet race stage of the championship. In the first race of the day in the 49er men's yellow fleet, it was the defending 49er European champions from 2012, Frey and Reggay, who took out the best start at the pin end and hit the left-hand side of the racetrack. Their mediocre performance from yesterday called for some drastic action if they wanted to secure their promotion to the Gold Fleet racing stage. The pair raced steadily around the track to finish the race in 6th and then followed up with an impressive scoreline of race win, followed by a second and rounding out the day with another race win. They made it easy as they accelerated their way up the leaderboard to 4th overall. Croatia's 2012 Olympic team of Kostov and Kupac, who carry a number 7 world ranking, won the day's opening race but then notched up 3 double-digit race finishes to qualify through to the Gold Fleet with a relatively close margin. The pressure was on for France's world number 2 ranked pairing of Dotoli and Delpech, who had to reverse their catastrophic Day 1 performance, which left them sitting well outside the Gold Fleet cut. In the 49er men red fleet, the Danish gold and bronze Olympic medalists Wara and Lang were up against Austria's Olympians Delacarth and Resch, the British pair Evans and Powys, and the world number 6 ranked German pair of Hale and Ploessel. The Austrians delivered the best scoreline of the Red Fleet racing, a really tidy row of 4 top finishes, which they desperately needed to balance out yesterday's disaster, which effectively saw them placed in the bronze fleet. What a difference a day makes, and this pair have plenty of years of experience to draw on when it counts. Hale and Ploessel had a far more steady scoreline from yesterday and were already well up the leaderboard. They delivered again with another solid performance of 2 bullets, a 6th and a 7th to position themselves in 2nd overall on the leaderboard. Whilst the sailing conditions were perfect today, with superb breeze and waves, the intense rain and cold was exhausting and draining. Over in the 49er men blue fleet, it was a day for the Kiwi teams to shine. Absolutely dominating the fleet were the young pairing of Hansen and Perepsky, who found their groove and put in an unstoppable performance of 2 bullets and 2 second places, which rocketed them right up to the top of the leaderboard. An unbelievable day for this pair. London's Olympic silver medalists Berling and Tug secured the other 2 bullets and climbed to 5th overall. Right up with the Kiwis for the first 2 races was Danish 2012 Olympic bronze medalist Norregard with Crew Thompson. The local pair used every whiff of their local knowledge to secure a 3rd, 4th, 11th and 9th and edge up the leaderboard from well outside the Gold Fleet relegation zone yesterday to a safe 11th overall today. The windy and more consistent conditions were certainly preferable for many teams compared to yesterday, and clearly the choppy waves, which were a challenge for some teams, suited the Kiwis well. Both Berling and Tug took some time out from 49er sailing post-Olympics to do some AC-45 catamaran sailing and extreme sailing series racing, which they will continue to combine this year with their 49er calendar. The women's 49er FX fleet stayed ashore until the men had raced before hitting the track. The Danish team of Nielsen and Olsen were the undisputed team of the day, setting the pace around the windward-leeward course to take out the first 2 race wins and then a 2nd place. Early days, but they have already found themselves with a handy 12-point margin over the 2nd-place German team of Lutz and Berker. The world-ranked number 2 pair of Grael and Kunze repeated some of their racing flair from yesterday with a 3-2 scoreline, and lucky for them, the discard kicked in after race 5, so they were able to discount their 29th place in race 6 from their scoreline. Let's have an overview of the day and of what's to come.
Well, we had like a tough day today. It was a bit more breeze than yesterday, that was good. And it was still shifty, but luckily it picked up in the end. And it was quite typical that at the top mark the wind was a lot more and then at the gate mark at the bottom it was less. So at the top mark it was quite exciting because all the boats came together. So we had not really crashes, but it was, well, excitement.
Went okay. We missed a little bit of speed. I did a little swimmer, so it was a little bit hard, but we came out good. And I think for the qualifier it's okay.
3 races are scheduled for tomorrow's race day 3 at the SAP 49er and 49er FX Europeans. All eyes will be on the men's gold fleet as the top athletes jostle for position. The front of the silver fleet will also see some interesting power play going on as the top overall team will get to advance to the gold fleet. Join us tomorrow in Aarhus, Denmark.